gap, man. It was a hell of a call for sure. So, all right, let's move it along now. Let's go on to a little Micah Parsons, Rashan Gary talk. Again, guys, you know that when they brung on Micah Parsons in this trade and they gave him that huge contract, right? There's a multitude of ways you could look at it. Micah's going to eat up a lot of the cap in the future, right? There's no two ways about that. But also there were people that were saying, hey, I would trade 3 first-round picks and Rashan Gary for Micah Parsons. And we were very, very open and critical about that. Like, why if you get rid of Rashan Gary and pick up Micah Parsons, it probably would be a net gain, but at the same, I say a net gain, it would be a net gain on pass rush, but your run defense is going to suffer, right? And the fact that we were able to keep Rashan Gary, now you lose Kenny Clark, I get you, but you were able to keep Rashan Gary. And, we're playing without Devontae Wyatt too right now, which is wild to think about. You got a couple draft picks in there. I think they're 4th and 6th round picks that are playing defensive tackle for you right now. But the fact that you're able to keep Rashan Gary is really what stirs this drink, right? It's what makes this thing happen. So obviously Micah Parsons, with his 3rd sack of the game yesterday, that's the first time in his career he's had 3 sacks, which is wild to think about. So any of the Cowboy fans that thought we wasn't going to get the most out of Micah Parsons, they are sadly mistaken. He's already doing things in Green Bay. You guys can share that, by the way, on X. Let those Cowboys fans know, man, isn't it funny? He's been with the Packers less than a half a season. He's already doing things he couldn't do in Dallas. Funny how that works, right? So here was the audio from Micah Parsons' 3rd sack of the game. This one coming, obviously, if I can get it to pull up here, in the 4th quarter, right? 32 seconds left in the game. So what this does is this actually, this is crucial, guys. This is right at the end, right? This is the game on the line. We talk about think player, not play on offense. Same thing applies on defense. Here it is. Micah Parsons' 3rd sack.
Need a touchdown from the 26. Here comes Parsons. Wow.
So, I'm telling you, he absolutely clobbers Jacoby Brissett on that play, man. He came, it was front side, Jacoby's looking left, and I need to clip it and zoom in so you can see literally Micah bearing down on him with him having no idea. You talk about backside pressure and how important it is to have your backside protected. This is Jacoby Brissett looking left, and sometimes the defenses are geared towards where's your pass rush coming from. If Micah's rushing off the front side, you want to present a defense that pre-snap, like we talk about, the quarterback looks to the right and goes, all right, the answer isn't there. Everything's clustered up over there. They may be in a Mabel look. They may be in a press man look or whatever it might be. I'm going to have to look left first, and you get your best pass rusher coming from the face side. Right. So that type of stuff matters too. Marrying up. We talk about marrying up the run with the pass on offense. You also want to marry up the pass rush with the coverage on defense. I thought this was an interesting tweet here. All right. Matt Schneidman quote tweeted David Bakhtiari. So let me start with the David Bakhtiari tweet first. He says, it baffles me when an offensive coordinator / play caller doesn't help a tackle when he clearly is getting abused. Micah versus Williams is who he's referring to. Crazy how this is a more common occurrence around the league. Only a few play callers in the league actually deviate from their script and have a true feel during the game to adjust. And Matt Schneidman quote tweeted him and said, I wrote about this in a story posting momentarily. Parsons was surprised at the one-on-ones he got after the resources teams had devoted to him this season. He beat Jonah Williams twice for sacks in the 4th quarter. All 3 of his sacks came on one-on-ones. So again, sooner or later, these teams look up and go, all right, they're calling the defense because they know we're up against the clock because they're playing with the lead. Not in this specific case, but early in the season so far. So they're starting to adjust. They're starting to switch things up, and offenses are starting to go, all right, you're going to have to hold your ground in a one-on-one because we want to get an extra pass catcher out there. Or Lord forbid somebody mention or show the fact that Rashan Gary gets chipped all the time too. So who knows, on some of these plays, maybe Gary was on the field and he was getting chipped at times, right? Not this specific play, but just in general. So again, I love the fact that David Bakhtiari put that tweet out there. And it's not to go, oh, what an idiot. I mean, he was saying basically what an idiot you are letting them go one-on-one. But it's just to prove that every single week things change. These teams are looking at the tape and going, damn, boys, we got to do something different because – yeah, teams are able to, matriculate the ball down the field and average, even though they're less than 5 yards per play, which is, pretty abysmal from a per play standpoint and just total yardage. But the clock's running out, so we got to try something a little bit different. And then maybe that explains why Jacoby Brissett had an inflated stat line there in the passing game. But again, when the game's on the line, what ended up happening at the end? You ended up holding out and getting the win for sure, the come from behind victory there. So another tweet that went out from Micah Parsons, which I absolutely loved. From Matt Schneidman about Micah Parsons that I love. Micah Parsons with a subtle shot at Jerry Jones tonight when he asked about the refs calling a hold on a guy blocking him. Quote, yeah, in the run game. Yeah. So I'm pretty decent in the run game because you guys know Jerry Jones was pretty vocal about saying Micah Parsons was a liability in the run game, right? He said it without saying it, right? But I love the fact that Micah's still taking those subtle jabs. Listen, I think Micah loves being here with the Packers. I really do. And I think a big part of that is going unnoticed, and that's Rashan Gary. Rashan Gary, guys, he's having a hell of a year. He's up to 5.5 sacks. I put a tweet out, and I want to play the audio. This, in my opinion, yes, the Micah sacks were huge. They were important, all three of them. But this play right here, I put a tweet out, and I'm just going to read the tweet, and then we'll play the audio for you. I put, lost in the buzz of last night's win for the Packers is one of the most important plays. Rashan Gary records his 5th sack of the season, 5.5 technically, right, while forcing the fumble. So this is the strip sack, right? This play forced the game's only turnover and happened in the crucial middle 8. So again, it's just one of those plays that goes without saying. Let me go full. I better not go full. I was trying to make sure that I had that right on the middle 8. I think I did. So we talk about the middle 8. The Packers lost the middle 8 7-3, but this is early in the third quarter where the Arizona Cardinals, you see, they're almost to midfield, so they're driving on us. If they score here and they extend that middle 8 score where they won it 7-3, technically, understand too, though, the Packers just outside of the middle 8, they actually ended up scoring like at the 9-minute mark because you get this strip sack. So you could make the argument that the middle 8 was actually won by the Packers 10-7, but it happened at the 9-minute mark. So you got to cut it off. Usually if it's within a minute, I'll stretch it out because it does have the same effect, if you will, right? In the middle 8, what we're talking about is the last 4 minutes of the first quarter, the first 4 minutes of the second quarter. Head coaches, coaching staffs across the league view that as a crucial time in the game to control momentum. And of course, this won you the turnover differential as well, right? With the turnover battle, Packers ended up winning 1-0. So let's play the audio here of Rashan Gary getting this strip sack. It's absolutely huge in the ballgame.
New set of downs as Brissett has the ball knocked loose. Fumble. It's recovered by the Packers.
Absolutely huge, man. So again, 11:50 left in the third quarter. So this is right inside the middle 8. Arguably the most crucial play of the game. It wins you the turnover differential. It helps minimize that middle 8 score. And like I said, if you want to count the 9-minute and some change mark where the Packers scored right after that, they get 7 points off the turnover. You really won the middle 8, essentially, because it's all about controlling momentum. And that's exactly what happened there. After the game, Rashan Gary met with the media at his locker. And let's hear what Rashan Gary had to say here. I want to give a shout out to Matt Schneidman, who tweeted this out. This is Rashan Gary, basically just talking about the game. Here we go.
We still got areas to improve, but it just shows, for the 31 teams, whoever got to face us on our schedule, that, the Green Bay Packers going to, play 4 quarters, man. It might not be perfect, but we're going to go balls to the wall and let the chips lay where they lay.
I love it, man. He said it just shows for the 31 teams, whoever got to face us on our schedule, that the Packers are going to go for 4 quarters, man. It might not be perfect, but we always going to go. We're going to go balls to the wall. So, again, you've seen them win a bunch of games here early in the season where you've led pretty much the whole game, right? You're playing from ahead, and people are complaining about the defense giving up a lot of points in the second half. But, again, you're playing the clock. The clock becomes your opponent, right? You just got to kind of bring it in a nice, easy landing. Forget the score. Forget the stats. Just bring it in a nice, easy landing. Well, in this game, you trailed the entire game, right? You never led one time until the fourth quarter score with whatever it was, 2 minutes left in the game. So now you're showing that you can win those type of ball games. So you can play from ahead. You can play from behind now. It's really, really cool to see everything kind of falling into place. So, again, Rashan Gary, I love the energy he's bringing here, man. Love the energy. Let's go to the super chat here. Mike, sorry if this is a little bit delayed, buddy. Appreciate you being patient. He said it won't get talked about a lot today, but I think Carl Brooks had a really good day rushing the QB. I'm excited to dive into the tape today. So obviously I've watched it one time through with the TV copy. Now we're going to dive into the all 22. The goal is going to be to watch it 3 more times with the all 22. We'll see if we have time to get Chalk Talk ready. But I'm excited to see what Carl did. And that's what I was talking about. Is like when you're talking about the 2 defensive tackles, right? With Devontae Wyatt out, you got Carl Brooks, you got Kobe Wooden, you got Warren Brinson. I don't know how many snaps he got yesterday. I don't remember hearing his name. You got TJ Slayton. He's a undrafted free, or not TJ Slayton. I always want to call him TJ Slayton. Nazir Stackhouse, it's just same number, same body type, right? He's undrafted. You got a bunch of late round picks trying to play that 3-and-1 tech in that nickel 4-2-5, right? So Carl Brooks, I'm excited to dive into tape and see if he did have a good day there, man. Appreciate the super chat though. I think there's got to be something going on behind the scenes there for them to hold up the way they have at crucial moments. That's for sure.